unfiltered up they stream. Straight from the heart of the Pimcore team. Breaking the mold, we're bringing it new. Knowledge and power directly to you.
Hello and welcome to this session of Pimcore Insights, our short update session where we will show you what's new in the Pimcore universe. My name is Christian, I'm VP Product at Pimcore, and with me in this session is...
I'm Patrick and I'm Product Manager at Pimcore.
Great to have you here, Patrick. So Patrick, what are we going to talk about today?
Today we talk about the generic data index. It's quite a technical topic, but still very important one because it's the foundation for a lot of tools we use. And in the platform version 2025.3, we did some significant improvements there. But first things first, what is the original idea behind the generic data index, Christian?
Well, it has some history actually, because in the classic UI, you all know this probably, we have some performance bottlenecks, especially with big data sets in combination with permission checking. That's because the queries here get quite complex. And that's the reason why we decided in the portals that we wanted to decouple search, filtering, and listing from the actual database and created an Elasticsearch index for that. So filtering, searching, all these kind of things were not done directly on the database, but rather on the Elasticsearch index. And then when we started with Studio, we wanted to do the same there, as it turned out to be quite handy in the portals. So we also wanted to do for better performance, better scalability, better search result in the end, that we do an indexing and do the loading of the data from the index. And to avoid that every extension and every front end needs to create its own index for filtering, for searching, for these kind of things, we introduced the generic data index, which can be used by multiple apps.
So you said we started using it in the portals. So let's have a quick look at the portals. So in here, for example, for the trees, the generic data index is used. Also for the listing, the index is used. Also if I'm filtering for colors, for example, and also for the
full
search.
text search. Exactly. So all these operations are based on the index. So there is no direct database interaction necessary for getting this information. And this, of course, is a boost in performance.
And you also said now it's also used for Studio. So also here, if I open the trees data, they do come out of the generic data index, and also all the listings, they are coming directly out of the generic data index. And also if I do filtering or searching, the generic data index is used, right?
Exactly, yeah. So also pretty much the same as in the portals here, the trees, the filtering, the paging, also the PQL queries. All these things are now powered by the generic data index.
Cool. And in the future, there will be new extensions that will also use the generic data index, right?
Exactly. So we are planning already for a couple of new extensions to use the generic data index. And actually, not only we, but we also encourage our third-party providers to also consider using the generic data index when they have similar requirements. It even can be extended with custom data, with additional fields. So the generic data index actually should be ready for many more use cases to come. So yeah, we are looking forward to see what is possible with the generic data index. And actually, this is also one of the reasons why we did some improvements in the current platform version of the generic data index. So Patrick, what did we do there?
That's true, yes. One of the biggest improvements is the indexing performance for big data sets. I guess you've already seen it, right?
It's not just a bit of improvement, I would say. I think it's going from not being able to index due to error messages, deadlocks, and timeouts for actually big data sets, so 1 million products upwards. And now we brought it down to 30 minutes indexing time for these big data sets with the same infrastructure, the same setup. So this is quite an improvement, I would say. And we did this by improving the indexing queue and also how this indexing queue is processed.
Yeah, true. But we also did other improvements. For example, we removed limits of maximum results shown, especially in the trees and in the grids. And we also integrated data types for additional bundles, data quality, e-commerce, the personalization bundle, and some others.
Exactly. So now we can use also the data of additional data types in the generic data index, like for example, the data quality score from the data quality management bundle. So we can use this for filtering, for querying, and actually something that we mentioned, forgot to mention before is that we also can use the generic data index for generating custom reports. Right, Patrick?
Yes, that's right. If you use the Statistics Explorer functionality, you can use this data for the custom reports, but I would say that's a different story.
Probably yes, you're right, Patrick. So actually, we are at the end for today. Thanks for joining and see you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.